on the Real News Radio, and again we're joined with Adam Kokesh. The website is ivaw.org, and Mr. Kokesh, one, I want to thank you for joining us today. We'd like to have you back from time to time, update what's going on with your movement, but I'd like to just give you the last word and let you tell the listeners anything you'd like to, and how to get in touch with your organization, and any last word that you might have, sir.
Oh, the last word. Well, I kind of want to finish my thought about the bubble culture, because I think that's really important that we all take it upon ourselves as people who want to make the world a better place, that we pull other people out of their bubbles and make sure that they are awake, at least in some way, that we have been awakened. And, we have to reach out to them and make them realize that there is a world outside of their daily personal lives and full implications to their actions. And really that's what it's all about to me, is getting people out of their bubbles, pulling them out, getting them engaged and involved and living being with their own principles, because I believe that, human nature is essentially good. And, my political philosophy, my core values are love, faith, and respect. And that love comes from an inherent love for humanity and human life itself, and very deliberately and conscientiously making that choice, and a belief in the goodness of human nature. And out of that comes naturally a faith in humanity, faith that our better side in the long run will triumph over our worst nature. And I look back and I take the long view of human history, and despite the step backwards that we're in, it's been an incredible journey of progress that the species has been making to living lives of greater love and respect for each other. And that third thing is respect, because out of those other values, out of that faith, comes an inherent desire to treat fellow human beings with respect. And, we talk about freedom and liberty in the political arena, but what are they other than measurements of that respect that we have for each other? Every human being wants to be respected, and when other human beings in your society, and when the government itself has a really true respect for you, that's when you're really free. And yet we allow in this country, we've advocated the responsibility with self-ownership and the human desire for respect, and we passed all that off to a government that clearly has no respect for us whatsoever. And the crimes of this government are being done in our names with our complicity and our support, and that needs to end. And that's that was really the crux of that speech that I gave last summer, was trying to instill in people and get them to feel, as I feel, that duty to higher principle, that duty to humanity, that duty to resist, and to not be complicit in these actions, to not pay taxes, to not join the military, to not work for the government, take money from corporations, take money from the government, and just to live that moral principle life based on the tenets of liberty.
Well, sir, I consider you to be a patriot. I admire what you do. Your speech that you made is so inspirational, and again, it's on our website. And the things that you spoke of is what drove me and Brian to start the North Carolina chapter of We Are Change, and we're trying to have a grassroots movement here in North Carolina to really advocate some real change to better not only our future, but our children's future. And like I say, it was an honor to have you on today. Brian, I'll give you the last word.
Yes, and to continue what you're saying, it's all about information, getting people out of this false left and right paradigm, to get them real information that, of course, they don't ever see on mainstream media. That's just propaganda. We're being lied to, manipulated. We need to get people the truth.
Mr. Kokesh, it was a pleasure to have you on. We would like to stay in touch with you, have you back on again. And again, the website's ivaw.org, Iraq Veterans Against the War. And again, we want to thank you for doing this.
But if I may, I also have a personal blog at Kokesh, KOKESH.blogspot.com. And anybody who'd like to can email me, adam.kokesh@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Adam. God bless you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. That was Adam Kokesh again. Iraq Veterans Against the War.org, ivaw.org. Very insightful. We're going to, at the top of the hour, we're going to have our next guest. We're hoping that around the bottom of the hour or so, we will go to the phones. We would like for people to be able to call in. That is what this broadcast is for. It is a forum for the listener where we can all discuss the situations that we're in, the ideas that we may have to affect some real change. And I want to again announce that this Wednesday, April 15th, noon, corner of Center Street and Front Street, there at the Civic Center, we will be having a Tea Party rally. We ask that everyone show up, make signs. We're going to have bullhorns. We want the public to be able to speak. We're going to pass them around to anyone that wants to speak. It's for the public. We want to let our representatives know that we are taxed enough already. That's what the Tea Part stands for. We are taxed into poverty. Our government no longer has any respect for the will of the people. We have been reduced to mere peasants, and it's high time that the people come together. There's going to be 1,800 protests nationwide. That would be, 36 per state minimum. And the list has grown substantially in North Carolina. It started out not to be a very long list. Now it's really going on. And the people of Davie County, Iredell County, please join us. And let's make a real representation that we have had it. And like I say, I'm an advocate that you never own your property as long as you owe taxes on it. If you think you've got freedom, buy a piece of property and try to make some improvements on it. You will sashay down, and by your permission, you will be instructed in every step of the way. If you live in the city limits of Statesville right now, you can't even have a $695 carport without buying a permit. They come out and tell you if you can have it. If you can, they tell you where you can have it. And then you can't buy the $695 carport. You have to buy the exact same carport, but with a set of engineered drawings to it. It's oppression. It's everything that flies in the face of freedom. And it's high time that we stand up and say enough's enough. We need to wise up, and then we need to rise up. Amen, anyone?
Amen.
All right, that's what we're going to do Wednesday. So, again, if you want to contact Brian, if you need some information, 704-682-3921. Let me give that again before someone calls and says I've done it too fast. 704-682-3921. You can also go to our website, therealnewsradio.com, and email us on air at therealnewsradio.com. So we just want to get everyone organized. We're bringing signs, we're bringing bullhorns, but make banners, make T-shirts.
We got plenty of information. We're going to bring hundreds of DVDs.
There's a new DVD, The Obama Deception. It's an excellent DVD going into the presidency.
We've got 2 copies here in the studio. If you stop by in the next hour, you will have a brand new copy of The Obama Deception free.
And we're going to be bringing them, like Brian said, by the hundreds. And it's not that we dislike Obama for any other reason than his policy. If anyone's listened to this broadcast, you know that I despised George W. Bush likewise, because they no longer represent the will of the people. The government is no longer of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's of the bankers, by the bankers, and for the bankers. I mean, they've got the bailout money. There's no transparency. That was another lie of Obama's. And they're holding it while the American people, once again, the middle class, which is evaporating as we speak, disappearing, is sold out once again. And until the people get rid of this apathy and get a backbone and step up and say they're not going to take this anymore, the government's going to keep running roughshod over us, practically unopposed. There's very few patriots out there that are willing to stand up and face it. But this coming Wednesday, we're going to show them. We're going to be in the streets of downtown Statesville. We've got our permits, and join us there at noon. And again, if you need information, call after 2 p.m. today, because we'll be on the air till then. 704-682-3921. We've got about 2 minutes, Brian.
Constitutional law expert, it appears yes we can means yes. We can do most anything that we want when it comes to unlawful programs. Washington's blog, constitutional law professor Jonathan Turley is slamming the Obama administration on its continuation of Bush spying policy, saying, and yet another break with its campaign promise to fight and restore civil liberties and privacy, the Obama administration has made a breathtaking claim of state secrets to block public interest organization from suing the government for illegal surveillance. There is not a scintilla of difference between the legal position of President Obama and the position of President Bush in trying to quash any effort to challenge unlawful surveillance by the government. It appears yes we can means yes, we can do almost anything we want when it comes to unlawful programs. And again, just a continuation of the George Bush administration, no change whatsoever. If anything, it's an acceleration.
It's an acceleration where the selling out of the American people continues. We've got about 45 seconds. We're coming back with Alan Watts. Maybe give us just a little information on Alex Watts, our next guest. And at the bottom of the hour, next hour, we want to take your phone calls. We'll be giving out the new phone number. So please call in. Let us know what you think of our tax protest next Wednesday.
We'll be joined by Alan Watt here in the next hour as soon as we come out of the next break, cuttingthroughthematrix.com.